Alright everybody, welcome to another episode of the Racers HQ iRacing live stream. I'm your host Matt Murphy 2. That's my screen name on iRacing at least, Matt Murphy 2. And we are going to be at the Lime Rock Park today with the chicane in the MX-5s. We're doing the MX-5 Cups for this season. Unfortunately missed last weekend, but it happens. I'm a busy guy. I don't just live stream on the YouTubes. So, let's see here. So Lime Rock's pretty chill track. The chicane does make things a little wild. You just gotta maintain and manage your situation, and see, it looks like so far my optimal lap on this track is a 101.8, my best is a 102. I will inevitably be doing some terrible laps here initially. Get back in the groove of things after being off for a week. I did hear from Jake over at Racers HQ that he will be putting some of my live streams up on his website and doing some summaries of those, so it'll be a nice resource for those products, for that media. Got to get that speed down, hit that chicane just right. Looks like the guy behind me did a lot better job, so he's going to get behind me here. Alright. See how we can do here. Just a brief lift. Probably not that much. This fella behind me looks like he's got a little bit more pace than me out the gate, so we'll see what happens into turn one.
Car on the left. Clear.
Maybe we can learn something from this fella here. It's important to get that turn executed quickly so you can have a good line coming through the S's here. Big question is going to be, how do we take this fast right-hander followed by the chicane? Maybe get our shifting done early. Make it a bit of a double break zone. Now that wild man.
They say you cut the call.
Alright, no, I gotta slow down. But that guy went right into the wall. He was so fast. Okay, so. So yeah, I missed a week last week. Now, all is not lost in the worldwide rankings of the MX-5
car on the right.
I do believe the sporting regs drop a week or two. Pretty sure a lot of the lesser series will allow you to drop your worst weeks. I mean, even in our regional autocross, you don't have to show up to every event to get a chance at the championship. So now, if you're a real champion, you go ahead and show up every time and just drop your worst weeks. But apparently, I needed a week off. I had a big conference to go to. Lots of people getting mixed up here on that chicane, it looks like. It's a tough one. It really surprises you if you're used to flying up that hill. Fairly well on pace. I had a purple sector there. Sector 3 was purple, and I'm within a tenth everywhere else, so that said, I really don't think I'm optimal in this configuration. Definitely not optimal. But it looks like I might have another purple sector. There we go, that just happened. I think I got that sector by a 9th. Or a 10th, sorry. So what else is going on in the world? Let's see here. My garage has also been a little slow of late.
Why? Why would you do that in the turn?
I've ordered some bits Okay, I did a 101A, so I did a purple lap. That was hot. So yeah, I've been ordering bids for my 1990 Honda Civic build. No, that's just going to be a street build. My wife got it for me for my birthday, $600 car off Facebook Marketplace, so need to build a motor for it. So all the parts have been arriving. I think I've got everything I need after I talk to Chris and get my block and head from him. But yeah, I've got new clutch, timing belt kit, and bearings and gasket kit. So that project's coming together nicely. The Miata is okay. I put it back together the other day, and after starting it up, after putting a new cam in it and getting the cam timing just right, there's a bit of a knock sound coming from the front of the head, and did some research. It looks like it could be the backing plate on the timing belt cover. So I'm going to have to take that all apart again and see if I can figure out what's going on, but hopefully we'll get out to the garage this weekend. It's going to be a beautiful weekend, and got my next race coming up June 8th, I believe, at Hallett. So I'll need the Miata ready. I'd also like to get it retuned, as the previous tune was done with a significantly different cam timing and cam profile, so whatever tune we've got in there right now isn't really appropriate. Nope. I was also daydreaming last night. I guess that's just dreaming, right? Dreaming last night about possibly going to Super Touring 4 with my Miata, as there's really not a lot of competition in Super Touring 5. So, granted, I pretty much automatically get contingency brake pads out of the deal if I just show up and run the race, but really want to be competing against other folks, and I'm already faster than some of the Super Touring 5 pack, and probably mid-pack in Super Touring 4, I mean. So if I was to move up to that class, I don't know, it would just be a bit more relevant. I could drop some weight, and eventually if I could generate some power out of that motor, I could run a lot more power, so we shall see. Every once in a while I get really tempted to chop the top off my Miata, but that just seems like a real big compromise. I do love the idea of a chop top Miata with a 65-inch wing, but I digress. Let's see how we're doing here. So we got into the 101s pretty quickly. Got my best lap ever on this configuration, at least, so things are going fairly well so far. I'm still driving like dog crap, but it's important to get down on this on that apex and have good traction out of here. Sometimes grabbing those curves isn't ideal. I feel like I've been braking too early coming into this tight right-hander, so I'm going to give it just a tap, get through, and then maybe another braking zone right before we get up the hill. And then it's really important to also maintain traction. Here we go, I got a good traction out of that corner, out of the chicane. So that was helpful to really focus on the traction out of the chicane and maintain stability on our way out of it. So hopped on a little late today. I'm not going to do a lap analysis. I'm really just going to take all the time to do practice, and then we'll have a 7 o'clock central race. Here's another purple sector for you. I think my work on this track and the other configuration is really paying off. I'd say this configuration is more rare, so I typically work on the non-chicane track, and a little tap to get us through it, and then another hard brake to get the car slowed down. Man, it just really wants to oversteer coming out of that section, so really maintain stability. These curbs are a bit on the high side, so they really tend to disrupt the yada. See what else is going on here. We're at 53 miles an hour here. Been reading a lot lately, thinking about, my race car build and my Civic build, so reading a lot of those HP books and whatnot on my Kindle. So I've read the Balancing and Blueprinting book. It was a nice book. It was a little overwhelming. Some of the stuff isn't really practical for a hobbyist, but especially some of the specialized tools you need to have. But learned a lot. Learned what direction to take on certain tolerances. I mean, if you've got a choice sometimes, at least we know which choice to take. And then learned a lot about the various coatings and yeah, so the good news is a lot of the nicer high-end racing products like the pistons and the conrods are going to come in sets, so you trust but verify, but I mean most of the work is already done for you from a balancing standpoint. Might need to get your crankshaft balanced, the entire rotating assembly. Pretty hell-bent on keeping my Miata naturally aspirated just to keep from having to deal with all the heat and complexity of a turbo, but it may end up being more expensive than a turbo in the long run. I'm going with like maybe a bored-out 2-liter Miata with some high compression pistons and connection rods.
Right side. Clear on the right.
This gentleman's got some pace. Maybe we can learn something from him. Nice smooth driving there. Let's see, what else have I read? Read the Complete Automotive Guide to Wiring, I believe is something to that effect. Complete Guide to Automotive Wiring. I read the first volume, and now I'm on the second volume of that. That was, so far it's been a good book, a nice light read, but it really focuses on the aspects of wiring that you really need to know and some of the basic standards you need to adhere to. I think in some of the more hardcore books like Prepare to Win, they talk about going with military grade wiring everywhere, and it's just not super practical, but this particular book is really geared more towards hot rods, but it's got some good standards again to adhere to from a wiring standpoint, layout, and it's helped me understand relays a lot better. I used to, for whatever reason, I couldn't really wrap my head around them, but I think I understand them pretty well now and how they can be used in various scenarios. So yeah, that was a great series of books. And then I just picked up a book about rebuilding engines, not necessarily balancing and blueprinting them, but just your general engine build information, which is also handy because, as the author states, the factory service manuals don't really give you the ins and outs of how to actually build a motor. They just tell you the step-by-steps of how to reassemble a specific motor. So if you don't really know what to look for in general, you may miss a step or not correctly measure something. So it's important to really know what you're doing when rebuilding a motor. I've learned that the hard way a few times. feel like my garage is an entire 90s tribute to why you should pay attention when rebuilding motors. Alright, so I'm going to shift into 5th. I had those last 2 laps, and I feel like I get a better pull. Probably a purple here on this sector. Nice. You got a ton of purple sectors of late. That's really encouraging.
Slow car ahead. Car stopped on the right.
Now that said, we might probably get put in the higher bracket, so have some good competition. So even if I'm fast compared to myself, I will probably be thoroughly mid-pack once it all gets sorted out. Let's see, what time is it? 6:54. That was a bit ham-fisted. What else is going on in the world? Let's see, motorsports. We've got the Spanish Grand Prix coming up this weekend. Excited about that. I just did something in that corner that was amazing. Alright, another purple sector here. We're going to be 0.14 seconds up on our previous time. That is awesome. Another 1:01.5, another purple lap. Jeez, so doing alright today. Doing alright compared to my own self. Again, we haven't really looked at the coaching data from VRS or anything, but I'm sure those guys are a couple seconds faster than me. A little late break there helped quite a bit. Like I lost it in the chicane. Alright, so I'm darn near flat to that. That was handy. Feel like I'm getting a lot of grip out of these iRacing tires. I don't know if that was I doubt that they changed the tire model in that last update.
Slow car on the right. Car stopped on the right. Go left.
Alright. Try to swing it out a bit here so we can bring it back down to the apex. Alright. And again, out here, a little break. Bring it down to the apex. Back over. Not perfect. 4 minutes till race starts. Alright, really looking at the limits of that situation. I got it off track, but I did get a purple sector, so somewhere in between there. Okay, I like shifting to 5th there because you can do a light lift, and when you get back on throttle, it's not so torquey that it causes you any kind of understeer. So that was handy. That last lap was a 1:01.4, but with an asterisk. So yeah, making some progress. Making some good progress. Got 78 registered for tonight's event. Again, this live stream, well, excuse me, had some sushi right before. This live stream is brought to you by Racers HQ. It's a great website and podcast ran by my main man, Jake, who is a great resource for racers and has a great podcast and sponsors a few drivers. So he's got myself, an autocross driver, and a go-kart racer. And the two of them seem like they have a whole lot more talent than I do, so honored to be in their company. But yeah, check out racershq.com. We're going to finish up, we're going to do this for a whole year, about 50 live streams. So we're going to finish up this season in MX5 Cup, and then on week 13 start practicing all the Skip Barber tracks, and Alright, here we go. Race is starting soon, so I'm going to pull over here. So yeah, once we get to week 13, which is not too far away, we will start practicing Skip Barber tracks and move on to Skip Barber for the next season. Really excited to meet some goals here. The main goal for me was to get into the top splits of the MX5 Cup. You know, so that's out of about 100 racers in the top 10 to start a race, and then I podiumed. Haven't won a race yet in the top splits, but I podiumed, so that feels good. Take a little lunch break here. Check out the live stream chat. I'm sure it's going wild. Oh, look at that. All kinds of activity on the old live stream. Looks like Team Clearcoat just went live. That's awesome. Gotta love the guys over at Team Clearcoat. They're a hoot. Check out the Team Clearcoat podcast as well. This live stream is not sponsored by Team Clearcoat, but yeah, they're a great automotive podcast. Sometimes they talk about racing. Sometimes they talk about their feelings. It happens. I've got the iRace Analyzer turned off for this race. We'll see how I like it. I do like its constant lap time feedback that you don't really get while you're in a race. It's going to be tough not to get some off tracks there with that chicane. Getting through traffic. It's going to be tough through that chicane in the first corner or the first lap of the race, trying to get everybody through there safely. Can't say that I'm excited about it. Not always very aggressive when high-risk situations like that, but occasionally that pulls off. Yep. Occasionally that works out for everyone, or works out for me at least, because they make high risk
stopped on the right.
mistakes, and I don't. Alright, that was the end of practice. Got a few laps in. Now we're going to go into qualifying. Got to make 2 perfect laps. So, no offs, and hopefully in the 101s somewhere. And then we'll check and see where our competition is. Alright, qualify. Optimum lap is a 1 minute, 0.9 second. So this is just the warm-up lap. I can kind of just do whatever I want here, get the tires warmed up, practice some lines. It's important to practice alternative lines for road racing, because you're rarely on the perfect line, especially in the beginning. So you want to be able to know how to control the car in odd situations. Man, that is a tough chicane. I don't know why they think that's safer than just running it flat out, but what do I know? I am just an amateur race car driver guy.
Green flag, green flag.
Alright, here we go. So we got some decent speed on the front straight here on the exit there.
Here comes your third timed lap.
Alright, we're going to try to brake down at about 1.5 or so. Hard on the brakes. Into that apex. Try to float it out just a bit. And back down to the apex here. And out. Alright, good. And then here we're going to slow it down. Try to get the car to turn and come into that corner. Okay, so I did get a purple on my first sector. That's promising. That's what you want in a qualifying. Alright, 0.13 up on this sector so far. brake here into fourth gear, then down into third. Oh, don't lose it, don't lose it. Okay, so I'm going to easily lose a second there, but I couldn't really afford to lose the lap completely. So we'll try this again. I'm pretty sure they just count your fast lap. Try to get some good exit speed. On this final corner here, it looks like I do have some good exit speed. Alright. Maybe I throw away this corner a bit. Alright, come down to this apex is important. It's not very fast, okay. The important thing on this lap is going to be to get that chicane and everything else fairly spot on. But that last lap was a 102, so it's not going to give me any Driver of the Year awards. Alright, well at least we held on to it through the chicane, not my best work. See how we finish this up. What else is going on? Looks like it's that time of year for the One Lap of America. A lot of crazy guys competing in that.
There's the flag, it's over.
Alright, so those are my 2 laps. 1019. Let's see how our competition is doing. Results. Oh, not good. Okay, so yeah. Yep, I'm pretty slow. Mid-pack. Second slowest of anybody registering a lap so far. Somebody did a 59.6. We've got several basically 1 minute flats, 2 high 1 minutes. I'm a high 101, then a high 102. What else do we know about this race coming up? This is a 20 lap race. Alright, it's a lot of chicane action. So 20 lap race for these 1 minute laps. Got about 3 minutes to go before the start of the race. See what else is going on here. My ping is pretty high. I hope I'm not bouncing all over the place. It could be that my wife is watching some Netflix in the background, or maybe my cat ate through my Cat 6 cable. But yeah, I have to investigate that. Everybody else is on pretty good pings. It could be that we're on a European server or something. Let's see. We've got Canada's got a tough ping, but you got Central and Eastern Europe, UK, Iberia, France, all with pretty low pings. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say that we're on a European server here. That's fine. Let's check the results. Servers are boring. Alright, getting bumped again. Looks like a couple more people came in with a 1 minute lap. So, yeah, I'm really not on pace apparently. That's fine. I'm going to hang out in the back, watch people get through. Man, qualifying 9th now. Alright, watch people get through that chicane, see what happens. If I can get top 5, that's what I'm looking for here. So, avoid the carnage, get into the top 5. So yeah, it's 1 lap of America time. A lot of crazy guys out there competing. A guy known as Pete Limburg, kind of SCCA famous. He is competing in an Accord that he got and got prepped for the event. That's pretty hilarious. And then another guy I know that won it last year, he was out there, I believe it's called Flying Pig Racing. He was out there last year in a really slick Corvette, and this year he took a GTR and I believe, lost an injector or something to that effect, and is now campaigning an S2000 that somebody borrowed him. So not the ideal way to get through the one lap of America, one lap, 2 cars. So, but that looks like a really intense event all through the Midwest, starting and ending at the Tire Rack headquarters, and going to a number of different tracks and transport overnight to each one of those tracks. So, looks like a ton of fun. Maybe put it on the bucket list sometime. Maybe do the Civic one lap. We'll see. So we got 25 seconds now until the race, 20-lap race. Hope you guys can stick around. That's usually where the fun is in the race. And see if we can learn something. See if we can get better. That's what we're all about here. Did some research earlier today on how to possibly stream both to YouTube and Facebook simultaneously. I continue to try to share these events on Facebook, and it doesn't seem like it's very well received by Facebook. They're not really trying to promote a lot of YouTube traffic, I understand. Alright, we're going to grid up here. Got the car started. We're in about 90 frames a second. What else is going on? Looks like some pretty mediocre reviews on that new Oculus Rift S. Which is fine by me. Maybe they'll go on sale and get a little bit better resolution. But basically everything I've seen said if you've got an Oculus Rift, just stick with it. Alright, seems like launching a little under 3,000 has been working for me lately. These standing starts we don't really do in the real world too much. I know they do them with the muscle cars sometimes, the American Iron Series. Alright, good luck everyone.
Good luck.
So yeah, I don't really do a lot of standing starts in real life, but I'm sure it's exciting. Sure it's exciting to watch in Formula One. Hope we can get another front row lockout by Mercedes this week. It's not boring to me. Love to see it. Love to see Hamilton win this one. That's what I've got on my predictions. Hamilton to win, Bottas second, and I think I put Leclerc third. I forget. Either Leclerc or Vettel. Maybe fastest lap to Leclerc. We'll see. Okay, here we go. Time to shut up and race.
Green, green, green.
Alright, see, a lot better launch than some of these guys that are just pegging the limiter. But doesn't look like I'm really going to do anything about
Left side. Clear.
Oh, I feel like I'm kind of lead pack here. Do know that iRacing...
Good on everybody, break here.
Alright, got through that cleanly. That was nice. Alright, guys. Keep up the good work here. I've got a car going off far right. Maybe you got a phone call. Not quite sure.
Right side. Hold your line. Hold your line. Clear.
Well, let that guy have it, but let's see what we can get going on here. Oh, just about lost it right there. Shifting gears like a dummy. Alright. Gotta use all my brains. Alright, pretty thoroughly last place at this point. We're just gonna come along. We knew we were off pace, so once things sort themselves out a little bit, I think I can pull off some good laps and catch up.
Newcastle.
Really want to make sure we stay connected to front of the pack here. That was an off. Don't need too many of those. That was 2 offs so far. Huh. Gotta watch it. 20 lap race. Man, feeling thoroughly off pace here, but I'm gonna stick with this pack. Oh yeah, guys getting crazy up front. Okay, yeah, 4th. Darn near flat, okay, okay. Alright, maybe I stay in 4th there. I tend to really get back up in touch with the crowd at the right-hander before the chicane. They seem to be walking me on the front straight, so I need to probably stay in 4th for that and shift up into 5th later on the straight. That's fine. Okay, I can late brake here and catch up a bit. Man, dead last. Alright, we're going to try to stay in 4th and have a little bit more torque coming out of the corner. Looks like there was a little swap for position there. This orange car fell behind. Yeah, that helped to get me caught up with the pack. So we'll stick with that idea. 4th gear through the last corner. Trail brake into this a bit here.
Left side. Clear. Go left.
Alright, somebody just oversteered in front of us. Man smashed up cars, so another 4X there. Hopefully the car's okay. Yep, car seems to be okay. In real life, I probably wouldn't have a radiator right now, but that's okay. Who's counting? Wow, that guy. Okay, got somebody off over to the left. That was not good. Some oversteer coming out of that penultimate corner. Uh-oh, feel bad. I think I checked up on that guy behind me and he took it for a loop, but you gotta be ready for that stuff, people. Lots of carnage here. Lots of carnage on this last lap. Need to make sure I keep my nose clean. I got 6 incident points already. That's not going to help on my license, but not really working on licensing right now. I'm pretty thoroughly mid-B. Not going to hurt my feelings. I don't need a B license anytime soon. Just about lost it on this corner on that last lap. It was embarrassing. That felt good. Pretty high in the revs there on the corner exit. Just stretch my left hand a bit, getting a little stressed out. Can't grip the corner. Can't grip that steering wheel too hard. You're not going to fall out of the car, Matt. It's not even a real car, bro. It's a pretend car. You're in a video game. Okay. Well, quite off pace with the old orange car that I smashed up earlier here, so see if some late braking hoop shenanigans can get me caught up with him, but does not seem to be the case. He seems to be executing the same shenanigans with better, so. Alright, we are serving lap 8 of 20. Tires should start changing soon. Currently running in 6th place. I feel like my steering wheel just came a little loose. Gotta make sure we don't tug on it too hard. Really need to spend some time on this janky rig. Important to have a nice solid rig so that all your inputs are 100% solid into the simulator.
Got a slow car on the right.
May have had another gentleman get off there. Okay, 4th gear, right-hander, just a lift. Get back on it. Alright. This gentleman in front of me is lap traffic, so hopefully if we do get close there won't be too much trouble. We may not get close. I can't exactly say that I'm all that talented right now, and this guy is using a lot of the track. I see how you do that. Okay. So he goes way out wide so he can have a nice arc going into the right-hander. Not a bad idea. Seems thoroughly better than what I've been doing. It was weird. I felt like the old car wanted to oversteer there a bit. Alright. Does look like
10 laps to go. Keep digging.
Looks like I might be getting caught by the guy behind me. We can just gotta stay on pace, do my thing, run my race, and force him to get past me. That was a nicer line through there, a little bit better view of the corner. I got somebody right on my bum now, so apparently I'm not taking that corner very quickly. Looks like the traffic behind me is starting to catch up. That's fine, it happens. There will be other chances. We are serving lap 11 of 20. Didn't let the guy by like a chump this time, but he's probably going to get by. His pace does seem to be fairly well advanced, and I don't want to get another incident.
Slow car ahead. Slow car ahead. You've got a slow car on the right. Go left.
Okay, looks like we've got another incident here.
It's really nice.
That will generally help with our place, I believe, unless that was that's lap traffic. Yeah, I think that was the lap traffic.
Right side. Clear on the right.
Alright, that guy dived on me. That's fine. That's fine. It's going to happen. A little high risk move by that gentleman, but he is a little bit faster than me, if not a lot bit, so let him go after the orange car, and we'll see if maybe they have a bit of a disagreement. Alright, lap 13 now. Just clicking away. Staying consistent, but losing some places. Oh, there he goes. Boom. You think you're fast until you're not. Got another competitor behind me. It looks like he is in fact fighting for position. Man. Some of these guys are pretty fast. You gotta stay consistent, but they are pretty fast. Okay, we got a car coming up here.
Car on the left. Keep to the right. Stay on the right. Clear.
Not gonna just let this gentleman by. Give him a little bit of a hard time. Oh, had a bit of a traction event there coming out of the chicane. That's not going to help the cause. Not sure what's happening there. I believe my competition has a traction event of his own, a little bit oversteer. It didn't help him out too much, so good idea we kept him behind.
5 more laps, fella.
5 laps, fella, he says. Okay, so the next guy behind me is lap traffic, so not worried about him too much. He's even welcome to pass if he'd like. The guy in front of me is for position, though, if we can try to pull this off somehow. Staying with him at least. He seems to slow a bit going into this chicane. Understandable, it is squirrely.
Left side. Still there. Clear.
Yeah, had to go off track a bit there. Another safety point. Not going to be my cleanest race ever. I'm going to try to keep that lap traffic between myself and my competitor. That guy in that blue car is pretty darn fast, but also inconsistent. (17 out of 20 laps). Okay, looks like the old blue car is behind me again. Be my direct competitor. See if we can keep him at bay again.
2 laps to go.
But driving in my mirrors here a bit, not the best thing to be doing, but it happens, being honest. Based on the pace of the old blue car behind me, I will probably lose this spot unless he screws up this last corner somehow.
Right side. Stay on the left.
Looks like
Hold
he
your
got
line.
me.
Clear on the right. Right side. Clear.
Not
Car on the
cool,
left.
so that was lap traffic.
Clear. White flag, 1 more lap to go. Keep going.
Yeah, Aaron, I'll put that in the not cool camp, but whatever, bro. So yeah, basically just got punted by lap traffic. Frustrating and embarrassing. 1 more lap to go. The guy decided he wanted to go for it, but no sense in throwing a fit, I guess. I like to remain gentlemen in these heated situations. Typically, be better off that way. No sense in getting heated. They're just pretend cars. Alright, looks like we're going to end this race in 7th. Brutal. So, only picked up 2 positions. And we'll probably take a beating to the old I rating. Curious to see just where we were at in the splits. Seemed like a pretty competitive crowd. Alright, that is the checkers.
There's the flag, it's over.
Okay, so. Is this where I get hit? Nope, that's the last guy. Okay. Well, guys, disappointing race. That's what I get for taking a week off. A warm race. It's getting warmer around here. Let's see. Let's check out the live chat. Whew! So much nothing going on right there. Alright, check out this session's results. Man. I am a warm. Alright, we are top split, so some consolation there. 1902 strength of field. Let's see where we are. 7th place. Ooh, I got 1 I rating. I'll take it. Tiny bump, +1. So probably based on the strength of field, 1902 versus my 1669. So I'll take that, but I was bumped down spot 27 on my I rating. I had 13 incidents, so that's crazy. So I got in a wreck and had several off tracks. Got 50 championship points, and looks like I pulled a 1017 fast lap. So definitely not even in the ones. Definitely not going to win any trophies that way. Looks like I was probably the second slowest guy on track, to be honest. So yeah, about the only thing that kept me in the game was consistency, not getting any wrecks, staying on track. It's very important. So that's about all I got. I am worn out. I will see you guys next week when I'm sure we are going to be at another awesome track. As I pull that up, where are we going next week? Ooh, Summit Point Raceway. Not a fan, but we'll do our best and try to get a top-tier podium out of it. We'll see. So again, this live stream is brought to you by RacersHQ.com. Check them out. Check out the podcast. And check me out, Matt Murphy 2. Friend me on iRacing. Check out my other videos on YouTube. Do whatever you want. Okay. It's a free world. So, have a great one, and I will see you next week.